We're not against rap. We're not against rappers. But we are against those thugs.
And I hate fuck. And I hate fuck you wrong, fuck you wrong. And I hate fuck. And I hate fuck you wrong, fuck you wrong. And I hate fuck. And I hate fuck you wrong, fuck you wrong. And I hate fuck. And I hate fuck you wrong, fuck you wrong.
One day I'm at the store, finna get rung up by the cashier. On the front of a magazine, Bone Punks in Harmony. Flip to the page, what do I see? Bone talking about Memphis, Tennessee. Like a dog called us country. I don't see a motherfucker thing funny. Head to the airport, buy 10 tickets, cause 10 wanted me on vacation. St. Clair niggas face down on the ground, anybody move with no hesitation. Talk this shit, better come equipped, put the grip till you don't tell me, Bone, what you gonna do? I hope y'all fuck that dirty hoe easy, fuck so y'all can die too.
And I hate
Busters.
and I hate fuck you wrong, fuck you wrong. And I hate
And I hate Bone.
fuck you wrong, fuck you wrong. And I hate and I hate fuck you wrong, fuck you wrong. And I hate and I hate fuck you wrong, fuck you wrong.
Y'all got 5, tell me right, got 10. 10 wanted me and never hard to find. I already know where y'all stay, it's on your tape. I'ma leave you bleeding off that Cleveland flat foot asking for directions. Hey dawg, you know what Bones stay? Penthouse, thanks player. Smith and Wesson, I don't give a fuck. Got my hand on the pump, getting booked. Nigga didn't believe, tell me right to throw it so crunk. Ballin' through the hood, tell my nigga guess what? I got Bone off in my trunk. Tommy be stealing and dealing, a villain is willing to crucifix Bone and the killing. Tommy gon' wait till the first of the month, hit Bone for their food stamps when we shoot 'em up.
And I hate and I hate fuck you wrong,
Fuck you, Bone.
and I hate
What up?
What the fuck is up, y'all? We are back with another episode of the most profitable Juggalo podcast, The Unhappy Hour. I am one of your hosts, Violent George.
And I am another one of your esteemed co-hosts, Lord Zero, aka Cripple Boy.
AKA Crippled Hospital Boy.
Hospital bed boy.
As you can tell, he is still in a hospital that is unknown, wearing that beautiful gown that they awarded you with.
It is quite comfortable, actually, if I can be honest, and I'm just thankful to this hospital that they have allowed me to bring my entire setup to my hospital room and spend a few moments with you.
Yeah, that's very lucky and very fortunate.
Yes. I've been laying in this bed for days. I don't know if I'm ever going to leave.
Right. He might be there forever. You'll never know.
Yeah. You have to find out, I guess.
But as usual, we got the links for our merchandise in the description, so you can get some crispy Bender Boys merch. We got the link for our Patreon, which we're about to give our weekly shout-outs to the patrons right now.
You want to read the first half, bud?
Yeah, sure, I got this. So here we got give a shout-out to Steel City Dahmer, Kyle Driver, KJ Riddle, Shanzi, Spooky Tuesday, Destroyer 1247, Danny Boy, Drama Kiki, we see you girl, and Zombriac, and the homie Captain Flannel, but that's only half of
That's only half. And by the way, it's in Zombriac the Bender bitch. But and then we got the other 10. Fat Jesus, a.k.a. Boston Christ. We got good old Sizzy. 216A. Silent J. Dr. Shocker. Danada. Tucker. Ryan Packett. 24 Eyes. The fucking buff army, man. Fabian Trioxin. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm sorry. And good old Skelly. Round of applause for the patrons.
Yeah, we would like to give a giant shout out to all of you.
We wouldn't be anything without you.
Yeah, we love you guys.
We fucking
We
love you guys. We love you. I'm in love with you.
Yeah, fuck, we love you.
Holy fuck, I love you.
So, with that being said, we can work our way into this next piece of news we got for you, which would be our PayPal pool that we started to help Lord Zero get back on his feet after his trip while he's still in the hospital, clearly. But we got the link for that in the description. Maybe Lord Zero can post that in the chat for you guys. It's a pool to get him back on his feet. So
I need a little kick in the ass here after all this bullshit. You know, niggas got bills.
Right, he can get them bills paid and all that jazz.
Yeah, all that good stuff. It's set at $350, but you know, hey, whatever. If God places it upon your heart, if you could just throw a few shekels, it would really make my day.
It would be much appreciated. You already know what it is.
Yeah, I'll throw up the link in the chat. And of course, we got the other links in the description. We can't forget about them.
Nope, links to the Patreon and to the fucking Vendor Boys merchandise. Coming up here in about 10 days, we got a good string of shows we get to go to that we will be documenting for you guys. The first one would be Supervillains on Devil's Night at L Club. We will be filming there, so we'll have some videos for you guys who can't make it to the show. And then what do we got going on the next day, Lord Zero?
Oh, what'd you just mention, Devil's Night?
Yes, sir.
Ooh, well, the next day, boy, is it going to be a day. Well, they're starting at 3 o'clock, but you already know we are not going to be in the building at 3 o'clock. You know where you can find us? In the parking lot. Look for the blue canopies. We're going to have the giant compound, the Bender Boys compound. And we're going to be doing A to Z. We're going to have tables. We're going to have... actually, I meant... Blake, if you're watching this, you better bring that motherfucking generator because we're bringing the house speakers.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to be blasting music, getting retarded, and just absolutely dominating, and you know, looking for possibly some faces that we may have interest in.
Right. We'll be out there. We're bringing the barbecue, cooking up some food for everyone. Be out there sipping some beers. So stop by, come say what up. Get yourself a hot dog or whatever you fucking like. I don't care. Yeah. You can bring some shit to cook if you want, or you could not even show up. I don't care either.
Yeah, I really don't give a fuck, to be honest. But, yeah, we should have the grill. We'll have the grill out there, so bring your meats.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, bring all that meat, baby. And all that shit. So, it's going to be a good time. We've had 2 Hallowickeds at the Russell so far. I haven't seen anybody post up in the parking lot like that. And I don't think anybody's going to stop us.
They better not if they know it's good for them.
They better fucking not. I can't really imagine that happening, though.
Right, me neither. So we got that parking lot party, and then we will be getting a bunch of footage from that. We'll be going inside of Hallowicked at some point. We'll be in there filming, catching some videos for y'all so you can see it for the people who don't get an opportunity to make it to Detroit. We might do a little live stream of some of the show. I don't know yet. That hasn't been discussed.
Yeah, I definitely do want to turn on live for a little bit here and there. This is if I'm out of the hospital by then. I don't even know if my pancreas and liver will possibly be able to handle the domination that will be occurring. But, hey, If you see me drinking a White Claw, don't fucking yell at me.
Well, we all know that's true. But yeah, I guess with that being said, we can start getting the show on the road. If anyone wants to drop some beer mugs in the fucking chat,
Yeah.
and then we could maybe move on to tonight's episode.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be a good one. We got a special guest.
A very special guest. Y'all know who he is. Reeves here on the YouTube, hosting shows, etc. He's even dropping some new music for y'all. And he's pretty much just been killing it all around. Hosting shows, going to shows, promoting shows. So we're about to bring him on right now, and it's the motherfucking East Coast Beast host, the Beard, Chuck Reeves.
Play the thing.
What up? What up, Ed?
Oh!
Chuck Reeves in the motherfucking house.
I ain't got the fucking soundboard, bro. I've been trying to work that shit out for 3 fucking years. If I was smart and had like an MPC, I would have every word in the English language in CPN's voice. I'd be over here making sentences and shit. You feel me?
Yeah, because they do have
Right.
that voice Photoshop now.
Right, you could have a full conversation with him.
Oh man, that deep fake shit. What is good with y'all, fellas? I appreciate the invitation over here to the Bender Boys Unhappy Hour. I ain't got the fucking
Fuck yeah, you know that you're always welcome here over in Bender Boy Land. We got the idea when I was watching your stream the other day, and the homie Fresh Pro said in your comments, he's like, "Yo, when's Chuck going on the Bender Boys?" So I was like, "All right, we got to make that happen," you know?
We could do that. There's plenty of things for me to talk about besides when things are going wrong in certain places.
Oh,
Right.
boy.
I'm sure y'all heard the Chris Calico news.
Oh,
that he
yes,
fucking-
yes, we did.
He hornswoggled you motherfuckers. He fucking big bad wolfed y'all into getting him a better deal than he would have gotten 3 weeks ago.
No, I did not hear personally.
I saw it last night. Chuck posted the video of him signing his contract on stage.
For
Joined by his fabulous wife in her black cat suit and giant red fucking handbag. Yeah, of course she told him he couldn't quit. I wonder why she would tell him he couldn't quit. Because that's what he said last night during his statement, was when he said it to her, she said, "You can't quit." Well, yeah, because how else is she going to afford those handbags? I mean, I understand that being a transformer is a highly paying gig, because I'm still sticking by that. By the end of all this, Chris Calico will be a transformer. Mark my words.
Now, I hate to ask a fucking retarded question, but hey, cut me a break considering I'm locked up in a hospital. But who did he sign with?
The same place he's been with, Strange.
Strange, yeah.
Yeah, he finally signed back to Strange after making a giant deal about how they weren't putting him on good enough.
Now,
see.
I'm gonna tell y'all what I know. I know that prior to the Chris Calico fucking controversials of the last week or so, that they had only sold 60% of the tickets to that Red Rock show. I know that. Chris Calico, potentially his last time on stage with Tech 9, yakety yak, they sold that fucker out last night. So I don't know, bro. I don't know. But WWE Creative is out there writing stuff. I know that.
Right.
Right, yeah, I kind of think that was all just a giant fucking publicity stunt.
But as far as works go, not a bad work. And
No, not at all.
It didn't hurt nobody. And Chris Calico got his flowers in a way that not many people living would.
And his name was in everybody's mouth for what, the majority of that week?
Yeah, I mean, shit. Everybody posting pictures with him like he was dead.
Right. No one stopped talking about him.
That's what
So
I'm saying. And all
Props.
I know is like that I have the worst copy of the video of him on stage last night. Like I have the worst version. And my shit still got 1,400 shares on Facebook and 7,000 views overnight.
Damn.
So, motherfuckers do care, apparently, and the threat of losing their favorite artist to whatever, kind of lit a fire under some people's asses, I suppose. But this kind of proves the whole, like, Kickstarter, fucking GoFundMe, Patreon kind of model we're all trying to run off of now, where it's like fans saying they love you ain't enough. Fans
Right,
gotta
that's
put their
facts.
fucking ducats where their mouths
Gotta put
are.
it down.
Exactly. So we're gonna see what happens now with this next Cali record when he goes tin again. But
Right.
when that
But,
shit goes fucking highly stretched aluminum.
Hey, I see Raw Dog in the chat. Shout out to Zach. Hi, Zach.
Yeah, hi Slayer17.
Hey,
Thanks
Slayer
for stopping
17.
by.
Thanks for stopping by and being a fan.
Right. We do this for you, bud.
Yeah.
But we got some questions we want to ask you about, Chuck.
All right.
Do for the people who aren't aware of your YouTube channel or your presence in the community, do you want to give a little bit of background of some of the work you put in?
Yeah, I mean, beasthostbeard.com goes right to my YouTube channel. The Chuck Reeves channel had like 2 videos on it until about 3 years ago. Now I'm up above 600, about to pass 750,000 combined views, interviews, solo podcast, guest podcast, live show footage, other related BS. Sometimes video of me eating turkey legs and shit. Well,
You know what?
that,
I actually watched that whole fucking thing for some reason.
Yo, I dared monetize that piece of shit. That's where I'm at. I dared to monetize me eating a turkey leg. But before I ever did YouTube, I was an FM broadcaster on 90.3 WRIU in Kingston, Rhode Island. I did that for damn near 3 years. Friday afternoon drive from 3 to 6 p.m. playing hip hop music and talking trash. I hosted 500 live shows over the course of 4 or 5 years of all manner of hip hop music and underground, and got familiar with Twisted and got closer to them, started working with them on the convention stuff. I am now the primary panel room coordinator for the Astronomicon, which is Magic Ninja's once a year convention pop culture joint. So that takes me out of, the music realm. But, I do some acting. I've been in some shit. I was on that TV show Nosferatu. I think it was episode 7 I was on. I got a Mark Wahlberg movie that's going to drop at fucking some point, hopefully. I hope they didn't shit can the whole thing. I'm in that. But I'm just all around. So, trying to provide opportunities and shit.
It sounds like you're killing it.
Yeah, out there making plenty of fucking moves.
Making moves, shaking and baking. So what's the main next thing on your agenda right now?
I'm neck deep in Astro. I have the most complete list of guests as it exists, and I've got 3 months. So what that gives me is like, I gotta research everybody, because I don't know everything about everything, but I gotta go through, find the good shit, find the shit that's, maybe not so much all the time talked about. And I'm creating a bunch of content for Astronomicon in the lead up to the event, then live on stage for the 3 days of the event. I do all the interviewing in the panel room. And then for the year from Astronomicon 3 to Astronomicon 4, I'm going to be routinely dropping official Astronomicon content, and that shit's not even on my channel. That's gonna be on the Astronomicon channel. All this Astronomicon related stuff. That's why I've kind of, I play my video games and shit now, but as far as like generating a bunch of new shit, I'm doing that for other people now.
Right. That's what up. That's
Well, it sounded pretty
shit
official
going
there,
on.
Chuck. You're killing it.
Yeah, Astro had a pretty good lineup of all the shit they were doing last year. Like they had Gold Dust and fucking Debo and fucking Bam.
Yeah, wasn't
Yeah.
Bam Margera supposed to? Did he actually show up?
All right, so Bam. All right, I don't give a fuck. I can talk about what I want. So Bam Margera, fuck that dude. So Bam, I said the same thing, and then he ended up in fucking rehab 17 or 18 days before Astro. So I'm immediately like, he ain't even gonna make it. Like there ain't no 14-day rehab, not for that dude.
No.
Right.
He showed up and he was under a very tight rope and like a leash nearly, but he had a gig in Detroit at St. Andrews Hall.
Oh,
Right,
that
they
was that
tell all
night.
thing.
And that was the first time he was ever doing one of those one-man stage shows too.
I watched that thing.
So-
It was kind of a train wreck.
He was supposed to go to it and then immediately go back to the hotel, lock his ass in that motherfucker till his photo op the next day, which was already prepaid for and all that shit.
Yeah, I heard.
He don't go right home. He goes to some fucking dirty strip club on 8 Mile that stays open for him till 5 a.m. or some crazy shit. And his day ends at like 6:30 a.m. Him throwing money out the fucking window of a fucking Suburban, driving down 8 Mile back to the hotel. And then he wouldn't leave his hotel room for the final day of Astronomicon.
I'm not leaving.
Screwed up. That's exactly what it sounded through the door too. Not like I was there or anything. Not like I was like, bro, it's pictures. Come the fuck out of your
I
room.
want my phone.
But yeah, no, he was a fucking mess. Some of those guys are a mess. Ones you think aren't gonna be a mess. Edward Furlong, I assumed, was a mess. But I guess John Connor's been clean since the fucking machines didn't take over. You know who Edward Furlong is, right?
Hell no.
no, man, who's that?
The kid from Terminator 2.
Oh, okay.
I never got into the Terminators very much.
We had him last year, and I thought he was a mess. And it was like, nah, man, he just old.
Hey man, I'll put it out there right now. Fucking, I'll always love Bam. I don't give a fuck how he could fucking do whatever he wants.
Well, no, yeah, and I love him, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, dealing with him on that level, I'll never do it again. My highlights from last year was I got to talk to Dee Snider from
Okay, from Twisted Sister.
It was just kind of crazy for me because what me and him got to talk about in that panel room wasn't even Twisted Sister. It was about the hour-long testimony he gave to the Senate in 1988 when he fought against the parental advisory stickers. And so me and him got to chop it up about like the First Amendment and shit and music censorship, which like was cool for him because nobody asked him about that shit. And it was cool for me because he got to look at me and go, all right, this guy's not just some fucking head that wants to know about broken guitar strings and bitches. You know what I'm saying?
You're not a straight up fucking Mark.
Who else we had? With Jake the Snake Roberts.
Oh man. Oh well,
Yeah,
he's doing better now though, right?
Wasn't,
mad depressing, but like in an inspiring way.
Wasn't Scott Hall and Kevin Nash there too?
I don't think that was last year. I think the year before they were there.
That was the first year. Okay.
I'm not expecting a lot of wrestlers this year. They haven't announced any, and I haven't gotten any information to think that this is going to be wrestler heavy.
Right.
You know, because those guys can be hit or miss.
Right.
I had a good time with The Godfather at Astronomicon 1, but he's also his regular day job is he owns like the Double Diamond Strip Club in Las Vegas.
Of course he
Yeah,
does.
he actually is a pimp.
And he's a majority owner of some like large cannabis retailer there in Las Vegas. So like me and him, once he was like, yo, who's got oil? Who's got an oil pen? And I keep that thing on me. So like me and him became friends. Last year I got to smoke the Crypt Keeper's blunts.
Okay, that's dope.
Every time I was like standing outside, the John Kassir, the voice of the Crypt Keeper, would come out, try like smoke half a L and be like, here you go. Boy. So dope. So dope. Like it's like the shit like that, or like having Linda Blair, the little girl from The Exorcist, corner me outside and chew my fucking ear off about like lost and rescue dogs for like 40 minutes.
No shit.
So
That's her
fucking
shit
random.
now. That's her fucking shit now.
Yeah, that sounds like that was a good time, man.
Yeah, I haven't
no,
been to one.
I feel super lucky to be fucking involved. Like to get involved with Twisted the way I did as far as a host and shit, and then to just make that move over to that more standard thing, because when you really break it down, Astronomicon, the money in the bag for Astro has nothing really to do with Juggalos. Really doesn't.
Right. It's a straight convention.
We're talking about probably less than 20% of the total attendance.
Right.
would even cross over or compete with anything that would be Juggalo driven and Juggalo centric. And you can just tell that from how far deep down in that fucking bill Twisted puts themselves.
Right,
Like,
and
they don't
that
make it
flyer.
about
That flyer was like in all of the fucking newspapers that you would see at the gas stations and shit here.
billboards, newspapers.
Right. Yeah.
They're setting up at other cons. Like, when you look at something like San Diego Comic-Con, there's not one type of fan that makes that event what that event is. That event is special and is popular and is popping the way it is because of just, you got Marvel fans, DC fans, comic fans, video game fans.
Right. Fans.
We're trying to do that with Astro. We want Astronomicon to be like, that northeastern kind of answer to San Diego Comic-Con, where it's no longer us asking guests to come. It's guests saying, yo, we got this new film. Can we come?
Right. Which is the shit.
Like,
they're trying to do big things there.
Yeah, that's what you want. Paul talked years ago about like taking over all manner of fucking media. And with the comic shit, that Kickstarter joint, which they just passed like what, their fucking 11th or 12th stretch goal on that joint. All the shit. I mean, I don't know.
So, yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Zero.
All right, I was going to ask, what is your personal opinion, Chuck, on Twisted? First of all, it's a two-part question. Do you like them with the fucking drummer and their whole style change, in my opinion? And, well, yeah, I'll start with that.
All right. I don't prefer it.
Right. I was going to ask, I mean, what
okay,
do you...
and so let me kind of draw a comparison. I don't like Wu-Tang now.
Because they have a live setup or whatever?
No, like when I go to see the Wu-Tang Clan, I don't like watching them because it's never all of them. Fucking none of them even take their coats off, except for Method Man. And I've been watching Method Man run around for 20 years. So,
right.
I don't like them anymore. Like that. And I don't like the style that they do now. But I like enough of their catalog to be what I would call a fan. So do I still enjoy it to some regard? Yeah. I mean, Draven's a good drummer, but like, that's not my scene and not my type of music.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was going to ask, I mean, I guess the other part of the question is, how do you feel about them opening up for fucking Warped Tour bands?
Okay, so I saw somebody else bring this up, and I'm going to draw another comparison. So last year, Knotfest, Mexico City, Tech Nine played a side stage at 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay. Why would he do that? Because he understood that there would be a lot more people that he could convert to fans there than even him headlining his own shit.
Isn't there a little part of you, though, as a fucking long-ass time fan, it makes you a little fucking sad seeing...
No, because I know what the end game is.
Well, yeah, I know you know the end game, but
I also know that they've got enough of a foot in the shit that I know and the shit I like, that when you see what's happening, you're going to understand that they're going to exist in both spaces. This is not something that for 12 months out of the year, every year for the next 10, they're going to fucking rock with rock bands or rock with Warped Tour bands or emo bands, or I don't even know what to call fucking
I don't either.
Music, because I'm not schooled in it. Who are they? What's the name of the band? I always fucking fuck this up too.
It's like As Shadows Fall or something.
No,
like
the
that.
headliner. No, the headliner is
Something in White.
Beneath the Burial. I have no fucking clue, dude.
See, I'm so bad at names too. But
yeah, I don't know.
See, while you're looking it up, I'll say personally, as a fucking, I used to love Twisted. It makes me sad to just see how like the fact that they have to win over crowds now.
Well, no, because they don't have to win over crowds because it's a foregone conclusion that they're going to win over crowds. The last record stayed on Billboard at least a week longer than anyone, including Twisted and their management, expected.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
the reason for that was
Is-
because every week they were putting on for Warped Tour, and people were
But-
going home, and people were streaming their shit. And that's the name of the game right now.
The that band they're on tour with is Motionless in White.
Okay, so Motionless in White and them were put in a unique position at Warped Tour where it was Twisted and then them, or them and them Twisted on alternate
Right.
stages. Okay, that's the whole tour was like that. They got
I could see them trying to like get a new fan base to sell more records.
they
and
got
shit.
super friendly with them to the point where Twisted's front of house guy, who runs their lights and stuff, their production guy, John Sustar, wrote the majority of Motionless in White's last record while he was on the Warped Tour with Twisted. So the Warped Tour opened up tons of opportunity, not just for Jamie and Paul as entertainers, but for the support staff at Magic Ninja to grow in the entertainment industry. Now, I don't know who the fuck Motionless in White is. I know
Right, me
y'all
neither.
don't. I know y'all don't either. But this is
Nope.
what I know. ICP has 563,000 Spotify listeners a month. That's what I know. I know that Twisted only has 200 and change, like 230,000 monthly Spotify listeners at this point. Motionless in White has over 1 million monthly Spotify listeners every 30 days.
Right.
Right, which is I see them
Twisted spent
trying
how
to-
long opening for ICP?
right.
And
They're
nobody had
trying
a
to
fucking problem with it. And if Twisted was to make up and open for ICP today, no one would be bothered by it if it was all well and good and everybody was huggy again.
right.
But Twisted's going out trying to expand their fan base with somebody who has a fan base in the millions.
Right. No, I see
you know
it.
what I mean? That's my justification.
That's kind of like if you think about it, what we do on our channels where we get people from the other side or whatever, you know, and cross our fan bases.
So, like, yeah, if they go out and they're playing sold out to 3,000 to 5,000, you know, as an opener, and let's
Right.
say they pull 5% of that, that's
Right,
a couple of hundred fans every show, man. Who
Right,
buy
and,
merch.
and they're selling merch to these fucking randoms or whatever,
Yep.
converting them to fans. No, I see it.
I believe Venomous 5 is gonna be like the major return to rap shit. No, you know what? I can't even say that because I know there's even other shit coming besides that. That's gonna be a return to the rap shit in a way that I don't think people are expecting. I think we're gonna see a rap tour out of them before the summer, and what I mean by that is not them just doing rap, but them being with someone on a tour that is undeniably foot down. This is rap music. This is not underground. This is not Juggalo. That the person that they're going to tour with, this is fucking rap music. Like punch you in the face rap music.
Right.
It's about the vibe. And I think right now Twisted's got a vibe that fits with that emo shit to some degree, but they can also fit with that rap hip hop shit.
I'm
But I
glad
also
you
know-
can say it. At least you can
But
say
don't
it.
you, but don't you also think? Don't you also think that, like, let's say Twisted opened for, I don't know, Twins of Evil, Rob Zombie and fucking Marilyn Manson? You don't think that something like this would be good for them and good for their base, even if they were the dead first opener?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
Because
it's all
the
an
vibe
exposure
is the same,
thing.
the
you know?
vibe is the same.
I don't knock them at all for trying to fucking build their brand and branch out and all that. And Violent George will attest to this. I always say it. I fucking hope everybody gets rich. I don't care if I like them or not.
Right.
You know.
I just
Kids are-
feel like
kids are-
as
people are
a
aging
juggalo though, that bums me out.
People are aging out. People are fucking ODing. People are going to whatever it is. Fans are being removed. You got to replace fans. You can't. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, that's where, I mean, if you don't continue to get fans, sooner or later you ain't gonna have none. So
What? Yeah, right. Next question I got for you, Chuck, is how did 656 Fest go? Because I've been seeing a lot of people talking shit online, and then everything I saw that you posted, it looked like a all the artists were dope, and like that lineup was really stacked.
Oh, the lineup was dope as fuck. Our big concerns with that at the time was weather, and
Yeah,
Saturday.
I noticed it looked really bad when that one day when
Saturday morning was fucking terrible. Friday night was cold as fuck. We're talking about Volume 3 right now, so we're thinking about moving it. So because one weekend or 2 weekends, moving it up, we won't have to worry about weather considerations like that. It'll be fucking nice. Maybe a little hot or something. But I mean, we did second year in a row of being in the green. I know that.
Right, yeah, that lineup was
did
dope.
1,400 over 3 days.
Right, which is impressive, especially
Everybody who was advertised showed up.
Oh, that's a plus.
With one exception, but it was a fucking opener who prepaid for his tickets. So, but
right,
his loss.
I would definitely want to give a shout out to Dylan, the CEO of 656, his crew, the Six, for a festival. Now, like, all right, you've been to the gathering and you've looked at the schedule and you've gone to see something and the shit not happened. Oh,
right,
I'm sure
4 hours.
Yeah, or it's late. Okay.
Right.
This was by far the tightest schedule-wise shit I'd ever been a part of. One artist went on stage late, and it was Twisted, and it had nothing to do with us. Their trek into that fucking site was like a fucking fantastic journey on their part because of weather shit that went on Saturday. But yeah, we did all right. The big thing there, the way that thing kind of generates its fun is we have legal weed. So we got a bunch of dudes and companies who can't put that money in the bank. So what do? Well, you invest it in something that's legal to the point where you can put that money in the bank.
Right.
True.
So we had 14 unique vendors that all brought a different specialty to the festival, whether it was flour, whether it was diamonds, whether it was carts. The Apple man was there. Shouts to the Apple guy. Apple guy grows weed and apples. And when you buy weed, you get apples.
Yeah, that's the shit.
It's fan-fucking-tastic. Green Goddess Delights was there. They're I think a 2017 Cannabis Cup product winner. They make those little 500 milligram syrups. Friday night, I drank one of them syrups. Saturday, I drank 2 of them. On my birthday, October 30th coming up, Devil's Night, I'm actually drinking 10 syrups on the show. And we're going to see how fucking deep the rabbit hole goes.
You're going to be fucked.
But yeah, that shit was dope as fuck. I grilled zucchini. It was a lot of fest people. It was a lot of rap fans. It was a lot, I'm not going to say it was a lot of juggalos. Maybe Saturday there was a lot more, Right. But Seth's crew on Sunday, by then we were in cruise control and just kind of celebrating. So people were just kind of packing up, taking their opportunity. Where the place was, you didn't necessarily have to move to the stage to hear or see it because the sound just carried over the field. And then behind the artist on the stage were 2 screens. And we were shooting it from the middle on an elevated position and then showing it on the screens. We're going to have all this shit on a documentary, too, that's dropping.
Okay. With professional sound and video.
Oh, yeah, man. The shit was crazy. And then not to mention, like, shit, the leaf blower. I know you guys probably saw the video of the leaf blower with the weed thing on it.
Oh, yeah, I did.
So we did that in the tent. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all that crazy shit. And Dylan's girlfriend winning the dab competition after, like, 18 rounds and 6 whole grams. And her walking around, like, with a missing chunk of her memory. Funny as fuck. It was a good time.
Yeah, it looked like a good time. Right now, Chuck, what's the top 3 in your playlist?
Ooh, that's a good one. I like Pusha T.
Okay.
The new 6 mixtape that nobody's heard yet that I'm hosting, that's coming out November 10th at the Twisted Show in Worcester. When those guys, the 6, open it, the 6 mixtape will be out, hosted by Chuck Reeves. I do a lot of hosting for them, but I've been listening to that nonstop. And let me think. Um. Flatbush Zombies. Better Off Dead. For one reason or another, I just been bumping that a lot.
Okay, that's a shit. My little brother's really into Flatbush Zombies.
Yeah, they are. That's a completely independent story. That's like
Yeah.
something like they looked at tech and kind of like followed his like print kind of.
All right, Chuck. Well, let's get a little deeper here. Let me pick your brain a little bit. So let's get into, if you wouldn't mind, how you originally got introduced into the whole Juggalo shit, and the second part of the question would be where it all went wrong.
All right, so I graduated from high school in 1997. And after graduation had this weird thing happen because I was only 17 and I didn't know my parents both high school dropouts. My brother's a high school dropout. I graduated because I'm a fucking idiot, I suppose. Nobody in my family knew about. I figured if you just did good in school at some point, you go to college.
Right.
Because that's what my mom had led me to believe because my mom's an idiot. So 97, I graduate high school and I realized, oh, I'm fucked, bro. I'm going to end up working at the fucking Taco Bell for the rest of my fucking life because that's where I was working. And I had a bit of a depressionary period where I quit that job and I stopped leaving my house.
Right.
During that period of time, my parents and me, by extension, moved. And we go to this new place and I don't want to leave the house. And I notice my homeboy from school lives across the street. So me and him start kicking it. He pulls me out of my depression to some degree. And one of the ways he did that was he had Malenko on tape. And we would bump Malenko in his fucking piece of shit Camaro, starting it with a fucking screwdriver, driving around. That winter, I went and saw the Clowns with not Jamie Madrox and Monoxide Twisted, but they were still being introduced as Hectic and Bones Twisted.
Right.
Misery was there. It was Funhouse Tour in Providence. And after that, it was on. You know what I'm saying?
Until when? When did it go south?
Well, once I got involved in the business, it didn't necessarily go south, but I started coming to terms with certain things, certain aspects. The Will Sigler thing fucking bothered me. Because straight the fuck up, Corp's job used to be to powerbomb a fake pedophile through a table during the show. But you got a real one on staff. And that really fucked with me. So that kind of happened. And then I was almost back in. Even after that, I went to Wizard. No, you know what? I think all that shit happened after Wizard, actually. Because I was waning a little bit, and then I went and saw Wizard. And Wizard Gathering was dope as fuck. Mm-hmm. But then I went home, and that's when the Sigler shit really popped off. So that bothered me. And then the truth about... No. The Sigler shit happened before that. So even after the Sigler shit, I still went to that gathering. That gathering was the Blase debut.
Yeah.
Now, the Blase debut for me was the final straw. And I'm going to explain to you why. I'm going to explain to you why.
Oh, boy.
Conspiracy theory time. And these aren't conspiracy theories. So, the 6 and 656, those guys, Brody James being one of them. Brody James is best friends with Blase Rose's ex-husband and his girlfriend, who is Blase Rose's best friend. Okay.
I follow you.
Before Blase was Blase Rose, that was Tippy.
Tippy
from around the way. Tippy was a model and hanging out with DJ Main Event. And she was around.
Yeah.
And let's just say we knew she was around Young Wicked when he was in town. Okay?
Oh, I know that too.
So, what if I told you that I don't think the Joe Bruce Twitter or Joe Bruce twisted Young Wicked things got to do with his niece? So much as it's got to do with the fact that Young Wicked used to fucking abuse his girlfriend and dominate her asshole. I'd be mad at the homie too. But let's just say she's from around here, and that sort of a girl, being from around here. Once we figured out who she was, there are no fewer than 4 or 5 major local acts here in the Juggalo scene. People who do numbers and sell tickets and have names and have been putting work in for 10 fucking years to keep the underground scene alive here in the Northeast, in between the days when the clowns come or when Twisted's here. There's dudes who put work in to keep the scene alive and keep it selling out shows at the Palladium. You picked one of our hoes for the record deal instead of one of us? And I wasn't even an active rapper at the time. I was more pissed for the Outland camps, for the fucking problematics, for the guys from this region who do major numbers and keep the scene a viable economic thing for them to even be able to come here twice a year. You should be showing those artists respect. You should be extending them deals. You should not pluck some bitch off Facebook, write her some shit raps, give her fake cuts on her fucking arms and try to sell that to people. You should get a group for, you know what I mean? It fucking pisses me off.
Oh, believe me.
That was it.
I had
because you can't tell me about Real Underground if that's who you're signing from my region. You signed her. That looks bad on me. You signing her over the artists that I'm here A&Ring for and doing promotion for, and we're doing numbers at clubs. That looks bad on me. That none of them got a fucking deal, but some hoe did.
I think a good way to put that is, if I could quote someone, that is disrespectful to the game.
That's the way I feel about it. But it seems
Right,
like there's no
I do
rules
too.
anymore. There's no rules
Right.
anymore. They ain't been rules for a minute.
You know, I don't hate Becky. I definitely had my fair share of the brunt of what comes with her, and I don't think we'll ever be cool again, probably. But I think the saddest part is that Joe actually thought in his head that he just discovered her on Facebook out of nowhere, and I had to tell.
I mean, besides the fact that he already had the pussy report from ABK and from Young Wicked.
Well,
why do you think he got so mad at her when ABK gave her a ride from the airport?
Well, I don't know. I told him to his face that I'm like, you know about that shit, right? And he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. So, I don't know. I had the unfortunate responsibility. Maybe he already knew, but it didn't look like he knew. But I just think that's sad if he actually thought he's like, yo, man, check this bitch out. Is she fucking hot? Fuck.
Now, I understand where Joe's at, too. You know what I mean? I got some sympathy for the homie because I'm divorced, and I remember freshly divorced, and shit, I'm sure my options weren't shit at the time compared to what his options are now. But, like, even with the options I had, I went off the deep end, bro. And I'm sure if one of those girls had been a successful ass succubus, which it looks like Tippy is, then
Very
who knows,
successful.
man? She got her latches into him, bro.
Oh, I know.
That's how she got her merch back.
Well, you know, he's kind of in a situation where he can't really let her go. You know, she recruits bitches.
Yeah, but why not? See, here's the thing. I know she recruits bitches. It's exactly it's the Eminem fucking and his ex-wife thing.
It's a win. It's a win-win in his mind. You know.
Yeah, but I'm sure he can find another scram. I mean, some of them Denver girls.
Well, that's what they do. But he, you know, she helps him do that, and then he gets them both. So he's just like, fuck it, yeah, tag along. You know, that's what I
don't know.
think.
Like, I have to assume that something else Like, I used to make the joke that there's a Planned Parenthood receipt with a Psychopathic Records corporate credit card number on it somewhere.
And that's where the 3 kids came from.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
where the 3 kids came from. One of them's named Flushy.
He's like, why am I saying that? What am I? That's scary.
That's why he's saying it, is because it almost fucking, I bet.
That was a
Shags is like, what are you talking about, man? 3 kids?
Yeah, he's like, oh, you got 3 kids now? And
I
of
mean,
course, Joey knows what the fuck the deal is. He's like, yo, what the fuck are you saying?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, stop.
It cracks me the fuck up. It really made me mad because there were a bunch of guys here that were getting ready to pop.
Right.
And
I would agree.
And then
they wasted that deal on Blase Rose for sure.
Yeah, it was like, damn, you're gonna waste that like that. But now it's become clear, and even clearer, that I don't think there's any label situation that's good or positive at this point for almost anyone.
No, it's in shambles.
I mean, it's definitely not the deal you used to get where, yo, here's some money. You owe us an album within the next 12 months. It ain't like that no more.
Man, nobody's getting paid. And I know, like, over on our end, nobody's getting fucking paid, dude. I know.
No, and then you're not gonna get, like, so you're gonna turn in a CD, and a label's gonna say, okay, we'll pick you up for this one project, but they're not even picking you up. They're picking up the project.
Yeah.
All right. You're not gonna own it. Which my whole thing right now is ownership. So even though I'm doing stuff for Astronomicon, some of that stuff is their content. They own it full on. I'm in it. I'm generating most of it, but it's theirs. And that's just something you have to give up when you take money from someone else or utilize somebody else's platform to some degree. But I'm also making sure that I generate content that I own. It says created by me on it. You know what I'm saying? So ownership's real big to me. They're gonna want to own anything you take, and then they're gonna be like, all right, so we're gonna give you 10 grand. Cool. You're not gonna see 10 grand because you're gonna sit down with them and they're gonna write 10 grand on a piece of paper, and they're gonna say, okay, how much are you gonna spend on promotion? Well, how much should I spend on promotion? Well, it depends on what type of promotion. And then you got to go through all that because Street Team costs money. Facebook costs money. Twitter costs money. Instagram costs money. Oh, you want to put out a single and you want the single to have a video?
Oh, well, boy.
The video's $13,000. That's going to take up your entire fucking advance. Plus, you're going to end up having to recoup another 3 on top, which you were recouping that first 10 to begin with. From what I understand about Blase is that bitch is fucking nipple deep in recoupment, if not deeper. She's got to owe them 30 grand.
She was from the beginning. They got her a car right away. And,
well, you saw when she beat up her aunt and was home in Maine during one of her and Joe's fights, me and her talked at length. And I have the whole conversation still. Right. I mean, there were only a few parts of it that were interesting, but
yeah, that sounds about right. You know, I don't hate Becky, but yeah, I don't know, man. She's something else.
Like, clearly there are no other people on Psychopathic anymore.
No,
right.
But you know, as a fucking ICP loyalist, and I'll say that. You know,
the 17%er.
Yeah, as a 17%er, I mean, that's all I really fucking care about, to be honest. You know, I mean, it sucks to see it all fall apart, but I've gotten over that. I've come to terms with it, but I just look at it as long as ICP's still doing it, and I'm having fun at their shows, and they're doing the gathering, I got nothing to complain about. And this gathering this is my 10th in a row, and by far everybody has mixed opinions about it. Man, this is the best fucking one I've ever been to.
Yeah, I thought it was great this year. Stacked lineup.
Did you go to 10?
No, 09, no. 2010 was my first.
Hands down, the 10th. Anybody who was there, and that was Bang Pow Boom year.
Yeah.
Like, that was the year Esham dissed Jay and hung out all weekend.
Yeah.
Like, set up a booth with a clown shooting himself that said, "I ain't your homie" on a big ass backdrop. Refused, went on before tech and refused to leave the stage.
Damn.
Like, that was like,
I didn't know about that.
Peak of shit, bro. Like 10 was crazy, bro. 10, and that was still back when cell phones weren't what they are now. Like, we were doing rails of ketamine off the fucking spasmatic bar. Like,
God, I miss fucking Spasmatic. I used to call it the junkie spot.
that's what I'm saying. I'm just racking.
But
Rail.
Cave and Rock was so fucking dope because you had that central spot to where, like, if you got bored at any point of the night, you could go up to those picnic tables and see what kind of riffraff you could get into.
Lake Hep was right here.
Yeah.
Then the fucking where they used to do the barbecue party and the fucking
the jump off
radio shit. Yup. And then across the path from that was the Spasmatic joint, and it was like that open air, like a picnic pavilion.
Yeah. It was
with
great.
A bar.
That was.
Yeah.
I loved this new spot, but nothing. I don't think nothing.
That was the year the people I was with thought I died. Because I locked myself in a hot car and fell asleep and was sweating, and they could see me just pouring sweat and not waking up, and the car was locked. I was like a dog in there. But I woke up feeling like $1 million fucking dollars, man. Used to go hard. And
I miss that layout so much. You had the main stage over there. People would migrate over to Spasmatic, and fucking everybody would just hang out in the middle. And there was always somewhere to go. And then you had the bridge on top of that. Like, if you got bored with Spasmatic, you go to the bridge. Like, that shit was fucking amazing. It could be 4 a.m. and you could sit there and do some weird drugs and get all sweaty and just fucking jump in the lake. And it was great.
No, I never jumped in that lake, bro.
Oh, I swam in a bunch of times.
It's like a puddle, bro.
It was
like
fine.
It's like a puddle of human spit.
It was fine.
I'm good.
It felt.
I always say, man, the gathering of the Juggalos is like the Lord of the Flies for a bunch of people who can't read Lord of the Flies.
So,
place.
On to this next question, Chuck. What is your favorite era of ICP and your favorite album? Doesn't have to be a Joker's card.
Hold on 1 second, because it's funny you say this. I have an index card up here on my whiteboard. I'm going on somebody else's show to discuss my top 10 ICP like rap song tracks.
Yeah, we'd love to hear them, man.
Of my era, let me think. I gotta be honest. Jekyll Brothers.
Thank you.
Fuck.
I say that too every day. Fucking Jekyll Bros. They were on top of the world.
Yeah, Jekyll Brothers was really fucking dope. Just overall.
God, I fucking hate that answer.
Because I don't give a fuck, man. Like, people used to. I know. No one I know shit on them about Woodstock, bro.
No.
Like, Woodstock was like, that was when that shit happened. That was when, like, there were a lot of L's then. So, like, Leenda was during that time frame. And, like, the march on the MTV building was around that time. Yeah. I like Jekyll Brothers.
I like Juggalo Brothers. I like all the first 6, but I'm a Ringmaster kid through and through, just music wise. You know, yeah, 99 was fucking insane for them, but you know, yeah, Ringmaster.
See, I gotta be first 6, bro. I go up to like Tempest.
Shit, I came to love the Tempest too after a while. But yeah, it's gotta be Ringmaster and then Hell's Pit, and then I don't even know what after that, but.
The Jekyll Bros all day, bro.
I fundamentally disagree.
That's all right. We're allowed to disagree.
See, what was fucked up for me was like Hell's Pit was like right around when I got divorced.
Perfect.
So I was like I was in the darkness with that one. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
That was perfect timing.
I might have that one higher if I didn't attach that to it.
Right.
Felt that album a little too much.
Yeah.
I think that would rank it even higher, a little in a way.
Not if it reminds you of a really bad time, though.
Yeah, I know it's bittersweet, but
Like if we're gonna go like honorable mention, because it's not necessarily, but like Wizard too was another thing that like yeah, like Wizards is about as perfect I think as you can get.
For me,
for what he tried to do, like
Right.
he was like, I want to take one song I did, and I want to extrapolate that fucker. And I mean, to be honest, maybe the split should have been different on that record because there was a lot more influence from other people than Jay at the end. But he set out to tell a fucking story, bro, and he did. Like that shit, and the presentation on stage, I don't think he could have did that better.
No, that was a perfect set, 100%. All right, how about the favorite sideshow EP?
Like just any random EP.
Beverly
No,
Hills,
just
Terror
like,
Wheel, or Tunnel of Love?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, Tunnel, easy.
For real?
Yeah, easy.
Terror Wheel.
Damn, yeah. Beverly Hills is my favorite album by him of all time.
We got a three-way split.
I wrote a story on Valentine's Day for True Juggalo Family. I think it was 3 years ago. It was right before I started my YouTube channel. It's the only thing I wrote for them. But I wrote like an article like about the history of that and the history of the tracks. And the reason I like that so much is they went to great lengths to promote that piece of shit. And one of them was like driving around in a pink van, and people used to yell faggot at them on the highway during the promotion for that record. So they went out and beyond for that shit.
Right, that's dope. I gotta go with Terror Wheel though, 100%.
Yeah, I'll still go with Beverly Hills because they're still doing that fucking ghetto scrub shit.
Yeah, it's not like I don't love that.
No, yeah, I know, but you got to pick one, right?
Yep.
What Chuck, what do you think your favorite tour that you've seen ICP on has been?
Ooh, that's a good one. Hell's Pit, Anaheim.
Okay, you got any cool stories from that?
I was still in the Navy, and I drove from San Diego to Anaheim, which is like an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours, to go to this place called the Grove. And the way the Grove is set up is the floor, it's just concrete, and it's like stepped out with like poles. It's like fucking cattle corral. Same place they filmed Live in LA at. And
Okay. Yeah, the bootlegged in LA.
yeah, bootlegged in LA. So that was the show I was at, number one. So that's one of the reasons. Number two, it was the first time I'd gotten high in like 5 years because I was in the Navy, right?
Right.
So I got mad crossfaded, and then like 6:30 a.m. the next day driving home, I fell asleep at the wheel and
Oh shit.
and damn near flipped my car. So lots of memories from that show, but that was my first that was my first big show back. Like after I went away to do Navy shit and war
Right.
shit, that was my first big show back into shit. I think before that, maybe it had to have been before that. I saw Black Rain at the House of Blues in LA, Lotus, on the same day that Cryptic Collection 2 came out.
Damn.
Because I went to fucking Best Buy on my way to the show to buy Cryptic Collection Volume 2.
That's fresh.
Yeah, West Coast Juggalos are like, they throw Faygo in glass bottles. like you know what I'm saying? Like you could throw a 2-liter at me all you want, but these motherfuckers were out in the street with glass bottles of Faygo that they got at the Bevmo, and they're chucking them down Hollywood Boulevard during the Lotus show. Craziness, fam, craziness.
Sounds like it. Fucking the old shit tour. I went to 5 different dates in different states all by myself. I was a maniac for that tour.
So that's my favorite tour. My favorite one-off, and I feel blessed that it was during the peak of Worcester Underground, was New Year's Ninjas, which I don't know. Have they done a New Year's show since then?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But New Year's Ninjas at the Palladium sold out 3,500. The clowns weren't on the bill, but they were hosting. So everybody, instead of coming out scrubbed, everybody dressed. Like we dressed like we were going out for New Year's. So a bunch of us were like suited up, and there was no Fago. Joe Bruce trolled us at midnight by putting on a Michael Jackson impersonator for damn near 30 minutes. And then the clowns came out, did like 4 songs with no Fago. It was the first time I'd seen them with no Fago.
Okay, first dry show.
Yeah. So that's probably my favorite one-off ICP performance I've ever seen.
Well, what do you think about what they're doing for Big Ballas this year?
You did the boat. They did the boat before. The boat was fine.
I think that shit's gonna be fun.
I mean, here's my deal. Dress in layers, bro.
Right.
Dress in layers, utilize coat check. Because what it is it's not a boat. Like, I don't know what people are thinking. It is. But what it is it's a boat where you just have an open deck, and it's got like an open air pavilion cover on it. It's like a ferry.
Right,
so
right.
They'll put the stage on one end of that, and y'all will be in that motherfucker, and there's a bar and shit. But you're going out into the New York Harbor at night in December on a boat with no heat.
Well, where we live, we're used to the
fun.
cold here in Michigan.
But that's what I mean. Bring gloves, dress warm, have fun. Don't get mugged.
Yeah.
Don't get
Right.
mugged at the fucking. Don't get mugged on the fucking.
I mean,
train
it's only
going
what,
back
a
out.
fucking 3-hour thing, right?
Yeah.
So
3-hour tour. I hope you fucking guys end up like Gilligan out there and fucking. Y'all have to pitch. Y'all have to pitch tents as you wash ashore at the feet of the fucking Statue of Liberty.
Fuck you, dude.
fuck you. You know somebody's getting.
You couldn't see like one of you guys on a door and the other one going, "Let me go, Rose. Let me go."
Yeah, that'll be me and Lord Zero.
Yeah, it's the fucking end of Titanic. It's the end of Titanic all over again.
Right.
I'll be very shocked if somebody doesn't get fucking thrown overboard over some bullshit.
Yeah,
beef.
motherfuckers always say that. I'm pretty sure that this thing's got like a cage.
I hope
I think
so.
I've been on this boat before. I'm pretty sure I've been on this boat before. They do this all the time with bands and shit now. The company this is booked through is called Rock Cruises.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so it should go off without a hitch, man.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun, and like that's just a really cool idea, you know. Bad timing of the year for sure, but
Well, no, an easy moneymaker because capacity less than 600.
right.
600 with crew. So whatever. I think 10 to 12 grand is the full cost to hire Rock Cruises and the boat and the crew, and the gas and everything else.
Right.
They sell out, say $5.50 at what was it? $30?
$50 a ticket.
$50. They doubled up.
Right, and then
So,
not only
drop-
what they're gonna make on merch too.
Yeah, you drop 13, you make 26. And it gives them an excuse to go to New York. And I don't know what they've got planned release-wise, but where do you go to New York to do press? Especially if you're going to go to Howard.
Right,
know what I
right.
mean?
I'm sure they got something planned for when they're
Shit,
there.
I hope they go back up on there, dude. It's been a minute.
Well, that
Yeah,
costs,
me too.
like, you guys could do a serious run. You know that, right?
That'd be nice.
Like $3,000, man. And they'll give you days. And what it is you go to Sirius with a publicist, like a PR person, who goes there all the time. And she walks you through, and it's Howard Stern's show. Hey, I've got so-and-so here. Well, with Howard, you get scheduled in advance. But with the other shows, like Jim and Sam, they've got a zillion shows in that building. You basically go through knocking on studio doors. And the publicist gives them your 1-minute spiel, and typically on the fly, they'll say yes or no, depending on what the show is, depending on what you're there pushing.
Hey, I guess that's what we're going for.
See, I would
Yeah.
love that shit. I would love to drop the $3,000 and do it because I think I got enough weird stories that certain people would want to talk to me.
Yeah, I agree. Why don't you do it though?
$3,000 on some promotion, bro. You know how much you know how much I've spent on this whole fucking experiment?
I mean, what if it panned out?
Nothing.
You could get yourself on World Star with a song for that much.
Well, that's cheaper than that. World Star's cheaper. That's the thing, man. Things like World Star should not be a mystery to people, nor should they have the power to fake people out anymore. Because all of the World Star rates, all of the no jumper rates, all that shit is public information that you can just, it's on the fucking internet. Like, it's right there.
Yeah.
So acting like, oh, well, Vlad TV put my video up. No, they didn't. You paid them.
Right, to release it.
To release the shit. And you don't own that video no more. Remember what I told you about ownership?
Right.
Yeah.
See, I'll do things for people, and I do things for money. I do occasionally, you know, some of these video reactions are for money. That's the name of the game sometimes. But I won't take money from something I think is bad, first of all, which makes rap a little sketchy. Because sometimes motherfuckers are just bad.
Yeah, the whole thing's a pretty sketchy endeavor these days all around.
That's why I'm trying to do this other shit. The pop culture shit is the move.
Right.
I'm writing a horror movie. I can't give too much away, but because of the connections I'm making in the horror industry, thanks to Astro, I'm writing a horror movie. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not even gonna say what it's about until certain things are done, because it's a really good idea. And once people hear the specifics, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's dope." I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, it's dope."
Yeah, you don't want to let it out the box.
If you had to pick one, what do you think would be the best card in the second deck?
Does Bang Pow Boom count? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Bang Pow Boom, because that was the last one I paid any attention to.
That's what I figured.
I mean,
You didn't. You never checked out Fearless Fred?
Nope,
Damn.
never did.
Bang Pow Boom was my favorite of the second deck until Fearless Fred came out. I really liked that album.
If Fearless Fred would have been the diss album it should have been, then maybe I would have listened to it.
You
But
wanted it to just be straight disses?
He talks so much shit, bro. He talks so much shit to never really diss nobody.
I mean, there definitely were some lines, but I thought the content on that album was pretty good. They made it pretty dark, I thought.
I don't know. That's the other thing. Where are they at musically? I don't even, because I didn't like. That was the other thing. The lead up shit to that, like no type or whatever the fuck that shit was that Jay did, where he's talking about fucking bitches and sniffing Adderall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't me. Fucking, you know what I mean? 6'7". That wasn't. Even without the fucking diss shit, that song was kind of garbage. And I think they fucking rope-a-doped Light into the fucking bullshit for no reason.
I thought Light dominated on 6 foot, 7 foot, but
Well, he did,
I'm a big fan of Light though. I think that dude's talented as fuck.
They're finally releasing the Thanos version with Light on it that Buckshot has. It's on Buckshot's new CD.
Okay.
So that, you know, after 2 years of him not being able to rap with fucking Tech 9.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those are the things. That's what reinforced the way I felt about. It's not even ICP. It's Joe Bruce in particular as a guy.
But
it's like, man, you ruined that kid's career, bro.
He announced that album's coming out soon. Didn't
But
he?
it's
He
not
dropped.
coming out on Psychopathic. So why did he sit around for 2 years not putting anything out? He had a record that was ready to go before he signed. Joe made him throw it out.
Yeah, I'm not too sure on the specifics of that, but
Yeah, I don't know.
Didn't he drop a date though for when his album's gonna drop? I thought I saw something about that. I might be making shit up though.
You're probably right, to be honest with you, but that's coming out under Monstar. That's got nothing to do with
Is it?
Psychopathic.
Yeah, I don't know. I know is
Monstar has been killing it though here locally.
the night we hung out with him at Zane's fucking shitty strip club. I asked him, I was just like, dude, are they paying you? And he's like, yeah, totally.
Well, I mean, always get a cut for the shows and shit, but really,
Yeah,
he doesn't.
no, yeah, you get booked on a gig basis, yeah.
It was a very unconvincing yes.
But he
Like,
doesn't
it's not
have
like you
the
get a
album out to
paycheck.
make
It's
the
not like
money.
there's a rapper paycheck, bro. Like,
Right.
unless you're with Strange and you have one of those modified Strange music deals that they give out where it's like those heads get a paycheck, but they end up collecting far less as a result than they would had they taken a standard deal. When you're any kind of content creator or entertainer, you either get paid per gig, which means like a piece of content you're making for somebody or a series or whatever it is, and then you get your residuals and you get your your monthlies and shit like that, either monthly or every 3 months. It's not like, oh, every Friday I get my rap check.
All right.
So
right.
yeah, they're paying him for shit, but they're not booking him for nothing.
What
Like,
did you ever check out Born Dead 3 by Project Born?
I don't like Project Born because of Big Will.
Oh damn! Oh, I definitely I could feel you on that.
I saw that coming.
I always thought that they make some straight goon anthems, dude. And I love that shit.
See, I like Dayton Family, and
Dayton Family's fire
I've
too.
always put those two kind of in that same lane.
Right, very similar.
I thought Cocaine was the joint, bro.
Dude,
Like,
I hated that song.
Yeah, that
you
was
hate
my
Cocaine,
least favorite
bro?
song.
I mean, like,
Shit.
Off that EP.
I liked
or
the
the
like
album.
direction and like the contents of the song, but I don't know. It was too soft for me,
Nah, that shit reminded me of some ill shit. Like, I thought that's what I'm saying. Like, there's ways to go, but like now, everybody who's worth a shit now is kind of just like, all right, well, I'm independent, or I'm a modified independent, where my distribution is through somebody else, and maybe they're helping me, and I'm getting a little money here and there. You know what I mean?
That's the way it's got to be, though. And like the way things are now, and I can't blame Psychopathic for not, what I mean, like doing what they could do 20 years ago. It's like Ouija's been making hella moves, I don't agree with a lot of the stuff he does,
But that's another guy.
But...
Okay, so he's got that new single with whoever the fuck that guy is, where they're hiding in the bushes whispering.
Yeah, I did not like that song.
Hey, little shorty, let me whisper in your ear.
Wait till I'm hiding in the bushes.
Wait till you see my dick. Like, so and I don't know who that other dude was at all. So
yeah, he had a
as
Fox Racing logo tattooed on his face.
As much as I don't know who these bands are that Twisted's opening for, I also don't know who these fucking rappers are that Ouija fucking is rapping with, like fucking Lil Toenail and.
Well, Lil Toenail dominates.
Yeah, Lil Toe's the shit.
But I think like that YouTube channel, I think it's called like Trash or something. They do a lot of like Ghost Main shit.
Okay.
Ouija is like a part of that, and I think maybe that other dude was too, and that's who like some of these
and there's a lane
randoms
for
he's
that,
working
man. There's a lane for that. Suicide Boys, City Morgue, Puya. There's a lane for that. And I got artists here that do that same shit. So, it's not my lane. I don't know shit about that.
What do you think about City Morgue? Have you listened to him?
I like the vibes. That's what I'm saying.
That
the
shit's
vibes
hard.
Dude, I can't even put music like into lanes no more. I just gotta say, okay, the vibes. I like the vibes.
Yeah.
I like aggression.
Yeah, that's like what you were saying earlier about like that punch you in the face type shit. That's what I get from City Morgue.
Dude, you should have seen the pit at fucking 3 a.m. at the gatherings. People were just literally
they killed it,
throwing fireworks at each other.
Like, that's what I'm saying. I think ICP for a while now has had a hard time cultivating their vibe.
Yeah, it's died out a lot, and there's people,
the clowns who have a vibe. Ouija's got a fucking separate vibe that to some degree does not rub well with certain aspects of ICP's vibe. And then you got the puppet dude, Green Jello, that's a fucking 1992 vibe. And then I don't know. And then what's Hoodoo doing? Was he on this tour? He was supposed to be.
He is on the tour. I've been seeing pictures from it.
I haven't been seeing shit. Is he still face painting it up? Like, what's he doing?
Yeah. He's not doing a Doe Dublin no more. He's
So,
still painted up.
I mean,
What?
like, vibes are changing. At least I feel like Magic Ninja's got their vibe correct.
I
Like,
mean-
they know where to put their vibe.
Even at shows, at like smaller shows, ICP shows, where you're expecting all out chaos and you're hoping for it and you want it, you know, you'll only have your, like, myself and your select few people you see around you that are trying desperately to make it like it used to be, and people just want to stand there, you know, and they get all fucking pissed off, you know, if you try to jump on their head or something, you know. It's not quite the same, but I don't give a fuck, man. I'm always gonna keep trying for it.
Right. I definitely always still have fun at the shows. What
Overall, shows have fucking calmed the fuck down. I remember
Oh yeah.
Tech Nine selling out the Palladium, and the shit was like the fucking that weird orgy rave from Matrix Part 2. And it was just weird.
Chuck, did you watch a video of what the clowns did at the gathering this year?
Which one?
Their main performance.
No.
Oh damn! I was gonna ask what you thought about it. They played one song off of every album they've ever done. I
Okay.
thought that shit was dope.
I mean, they're getting to a point where they can't repackage the shit no more.
They
Yeah,
did it in order though, and that was the shit, dude.
Yeah, but they've blown their nut. Fucking
They have.
quote unquote full album shows that aren't the full album.
The only fucking thing they have left is Bizarre Bizarre, and I don't know if they're ever gonna do it.
I
There's a
hope
lot
they
of
do.
features on that, isn't there?
There is, but I mean, even if they just cut all that shit out, I still want them to do it. I just want to hear "Take Me Away" live one time. You know?
See, my dream show and Twisted's really shying away from doing the nostalgia shit. Like, they did it,
Yeah, I can tell.
but they really don't want to do that. They don't want to lean on that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But my dream, and there's actually video somewhere on YouTube of me pitching it to them live at a panel before I ever even really got to know them. But I want to see Fatso versus the Chainsmoker.
Yeah, I never liked
And-
Fatso very much. I did
have
like
them do
Chainsmoker.
dueling, have them come up and do dueling tracks against each
Right.
other, essentially.
Song for song type shit.
I have both on
Flatbush
CD.
Zombies just did like a similar thing with some other rapper, where they went track for track back and forth in a ring, in the round with fucking people in the stands and ring car girls and all that shit.
What do you think your favorite song by the Clowns would be?
Oh, you know what? I had a tough time because I have a list of 10 here.
Yeah,
Or
read those
that
off,
other
man.
thing.
Yeah, well,
And
I wasn't at the
basically,
Bizarre
I
tour,
picked-
Siznak.
All right, Never Had It Made from COC.
Okay.
These are kind of in chronological order too. House of Mirrors. Southwest Voodoo is my shit.
Yeah, I fucking
That
love
was
that.
like
No?
the first song that really gripped me, to be honest with them. I'm Coming Home.
Facts.
Fuck the World, because you can't not.
Yes.
Please Don't Hate Me is the best diss track of all time.
I would agree with
Hands
that.
down. Because there's just 40 tons of setup and then a punchline, and you cut all that weight at once. Boom!
Right,
That's
right.
better than I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker, right off the rip. Because there's no setup for that. There's no, you might be nodding to this, and then, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah, right. Jaw
Yeah,
dropped.
so all set up, and then the payoff just literally being a one sentence, 7 words. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Angels Falling from Hell's Pit is another one. That might be my
Yeah.
favorite. Now, as far as like my favorite, I think Joe Bruce is at his best rapping on Lotus.
Okay.
Um,
I like him
Yeah.
on Riders too a lot. I think he kills it on that.
I think he gets a little overblown.
I fucking love it.
I'm hearing rumors of black trucks. I'll just say that.
Rumbling into Yo Town.
Well, just in general, I'm hearing rumors of black trucks.
Me as well.
Take that sentence for what it is. I'm
been-
hearing rumors of black trucks.
I've been hearing similar things. I don't know if we're talking about the same thing though, but yeah.
We
Was
might be.
that the end of the list?
Real Underground Babies on there, and I mean the
Another
13-minute fucking extendo version.
Yeah, I love that shit.
Yeah, of course.
Yo, you should have seen it at the Russell in 2017, Hella Wicked, when they closed with that, and they fucking turned the lights on and just killed it because it was too fucking
Yeah,
long.
I know, I heard, and then y'all assaulted the venue owner. And
I didn't
threw
assault anyone.
Yeah,
but
I didn't do shit. I was just
supposedly
like, what the
someone did.
fuck, man? That was my
the
shit.
the Raven's Mirror from
Okay.
Shangri-La, and If. I still think If's another one. You know what? As far as rap is concerned, If is pretty like clever.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one, it's like my shit changes all the time depending on what mood I'm in. But I think right now 12 is probably my favorite ICP song for the moment. It's like the story behind it's so fucking brutal, and like the way it's delivered, it's fucking great.
They missed out on a lot of opportunities to have a lot of cool visual shit. I would have always have loved to see the Loons.
Yeah.
As a video. That was even something I thought like all sorts of shit that they could have done dope visuals for that were story driven more so than, hey, we're in the street with a fucking $200,000 fucking Jekyll Brothers head and all the wrestlers we know from ECW.
Right. Yeah. I mean, favorite songs, first two that come to mind, I gotta go with fucking Truly Alone and My Fun House. That's my shit.
Yeah, I'll always say fucking 12 and then fucking Terrible off the Jekyll Bros.
Now, I hate to break it to you, gentlemen, but it is 9, and isn't somebody else supposed to be going on live?
Yeah, I think CPN's about to go live. I gotta make one announcement real quick. I forgot to touch up on this. Once we hit 500 subs, we have a very big giveaway coming up.
Oh,
where,
yeah, I forgot about that.
Where someone's going to win a customized Bender Boyz jersey. So hit that sub if you like what we're doing. We do this shit every week. I'd like to thank Chuck for coming on and chopping it up with us. It's been real as fuck. You're welcome back anytime.
Oh, I appreciate it, gentlemen. I'm gonna have you over on my side sooner or fucking later. Check out
we'd love to.
I got Astronomicon tickets that are going out to fucking subscribers here in about a month. And go like that Astronomicon channel too, because there's gonna be tons of new content going up there. Shit, the likes of which you've never heard or seen from me.
Well, there it is.
Yep. With that being said, thank you again, Chuck, for coming on, and we will be back next Sunday.
Yeah, come back anytime, dog.
All right, man. I'll holler at you, cats.
All right, Chuck. You have a good one, my dude.
Well, there it is, and another reminder: the links are in the description if you're feeling generous. And we love you, we hate you, all that stuff. And hopefully I get out of the hospital very soon. And that being said, I'm hitting the closer. Goodbye.
We'll never die alone. Juggalos will carry on. Swing our hatchets if we must. Each and every one of us. We'll never die alone. Juggalos will carry on.